Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to this afternoon's webinar. I'm just going to pause for a few seconds just to give people time to join the room. So once you are in the room, if you could just let me know that you could hear me, or let me know that you can hear me, just by popping a thumbs up or a comment into the chat, please, that would be fantastic. We'll just give a few more seconds just for people to come in. And okay, so welcome to this afternoon's webinar. We are focusing in this particular webinar on how to submit your application. So I'm Steve, and I'm your host for the next half an hour or so. And I'm joined today by Stella from our admissions team, who's going to talk you through how you go about submitting your application to get your place to study at the college. Now, obviously, that's the kind of conversation that normally we would be having with you at one of our open events. We would love to be running a normal open event at the moment. We'd love to bring you into the college to give you a chance to look around the facilities and to speak to our staff. But unfortunately, that's just not possible at the moment. And although I can't bring you into the college to look around, we've got some fantastic 360-degree photos for you to look at on our website. So please do have a look there. But while I can't do that, I can still give you access to our staff. So today is a Q&A session. So if you've got questions for Stella about how to complete your application, what you can do is pop those into the chat on the right-hand side, and then we'll make sure that we address those as we go through. We've also got Hayley from our team sitting, looking after the chat this afternoon for us as well. So if you pop your question in, Hayley will either answer that directly for you, or she'll flag it up so that I can put that to Stella and we can answer that for you live. Just some general housekeeping to start us off. At the top of your screen on the right hand side, you'll see a tab called polls. If you wouldn't mind clicking on that for me, please. And then if you could just answer that question for me, just so we know who we've got on the call and what we can focus on this afternoon for you. So are you interested in applying for more than one program? If you could just pop that in for me, please, and answer that question, then we'll make sure that we tailor what we do for you. Okay, we're a bit shy this afternoon, Stella, so we haven't got anyone answering that question in the poll. So I think as we go through, if we can just make sure that we come at it from both ways. So we potentially are talking to people that have got one program in mind, but also we might have people that are not quite decided yet and might still be looking to decide between two. The other thing, just to let you know about the chat panel, obviously, as I said, any questions that you've got, please, while Stella is speaking, if something triggers in your mind to think, actually, I want to know about this, pop it into the chat, or you can put a comment in there at any point, and we'll try and answer that for you. But just to start us off today, our principal, Simon Cook, has recorded a short video for you just to welcome you to this session, which I'm just going to play now for you.
Hello there, I'm Simon and I'm the principal of Mid-Kent College. It's great to be able to talk to you, and I so wish I would be able to talk to you in person, but virtually, hopefully your opportunity to get to know a little bit more about the college will help you with your decisions that you need to make. So over the next 30 minutes in this virtual open event, you're going to have an opportunity to meet one of the tutors from your chosen subject area. Really make the most of that time to find out what it means for you. Ask some questions. No question is a silly question. Please ask whatever question you've got. Take some notes, but make sure that you've got the info that you really need to make that decision about what you want to do in September. And if you're really not sure what you want to do, then you're not the only person. There are lots of people every year that we see. It won't be any different the current year under these current circumstances who really don't know what they want to do. There might be even some of you who are thinking you really don't know what to do because you see what's going on in the world and you're not quite sure what job prospects there may be. By the time you finish your programme, the world will be a different place again, and there will be many more opportunities then that may not exist now. So talk to our staff about it. And also don't be frightened if you don't know what you want to do. Have a look at some of our other sessions. Come into other sessions and see. What's really important, and one thing I say to everybody who comes into the college, you must feel comfortable with the people that you're going to be sharing your next few months and years with. And I want you to feel comfortable that you're going to be able to flourish and thrive as a person. Not just study a qualification, but flourish and thrive as a person with those people you talk to. So If you don't get any of the answers that you think you need in the virtual session, we've got a brilliant team on our course inquiries, and we've got a brilliant team in our careers office who will help you navigate the language, what options there are, and for you, what's the right thing to do, which is a question we often get asked every year. I hope you enjoy your session, and I really hope that I get to see you very soon at the college, and we look forward to welcoming you with us in September, if not in person, virtually, that's for sure. Good luck.
Okay, well, thank you to Simon for filming that for us. Obviously, we've got a slightly different focus this afternoon. You may have been to one of the webinars that we've been running through the week where we've been looking at individual subject areas, but this afternoon, obviously, we are talking about how to apply to come and study at the college. So as I said earlier, Stella from our admissions team is here to take us through that. So what I'm going to do, Stella, is just pop your slides up onto the screen. And then it's over to you. But please keep those questions coming in, and we'll put those to Stella once we've been through our presentation. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. So, hi everybody. I'm just going to run through some helpful hints and tips about how to complete the application, some things to remember. Obviously, if you had become to the open day, we'd be there to help you. This is the next best thing we can do. And at the end, there'll be contact details if you do come across problems or if there are any other things, any issues that I haven't covered. But we'll start going through some useful tips to help you complete your application. So when you register your email address to log on to the application, we will automatically send you an activation link. So please remember to click on the activation link, otherwise you won't be able to log back in to complete the application. This is something a lot of people miss. So remember to click your activation link and then you can log back into your application and complete it. Make sure that your email address on the application and your mobile number are yours, preferably, because we will be contacting you in regards to your application, any offers that are made, what will happen over the summer for your enrolment, and potentially what will happen in September as well. So please make sure that that is your email and your phone number and that it is correct. You can apply for up to 2 courses with us. I would remind you to select your first and second choice on your application, because we will try and interview according to your first and second choice, so that you do have an interview with the area you might prefer first, rather than one that you might be thinking about. When it comes to your interview, admissions, we try and respond to you within 15 working days. That's about 3 weeks. Sometimes it may be delayed because we might be waiting for more interview dates from tutors, or it might be even earlier than that. So keep an eye on your email and your junk mail, just in case the email goes in there. We'll email you with information about a telephone appointment. This will confirm the day that you will be expecting a phone call. We try not to, sometimes we can't confirm the time because the tutors sometimes take longer on phone calls before. So if you haven't heard by the end of that day, please let admissions know the next day and we will try and chase that for you. But don't be too alarmed if by 3-4 o'clock you haven't heard anything. The tutors are really busy talking to other people as well. And then any outcome from your interview, whether that's an offer or a follow-up meeting with maybe our careers team, we will send that by email to you. So again, just keep an eye on your email for any information about your application and any updates. When it comes to enrolment this year, that normally takes place after GCSE day. So we normally start in the afternoon and it will go through until the beginning of term, which this year would be around the 7th of September. So normally in the past, we would invite you into the building to come in to meet your tutors again, show us your GCSE results, and then we will confirm that you can start on the course and level that you want to start on, and you'll get your college ID card, your timetable, maybe a list about uniform and things like that from your tutor. This year, it's likely it might be online given the circumstances, but again, keep an eye on your emails for any information about that and any information about how that's going to work and what you will need to do. If you have any questions, any concerns, please contact us at admissions. These are our contact details. Again, as Simon has said, we're all here to help you. If you have any queries, if you have any problems, even if you just want to talk about any of your concerns, you can call us, you can call our careers team, our course information team. We're all here to help you. And even though it may feel like there's a lot going on at the moment, we do want to help you be the best that you can be, and we are here to support you to do that.
Okay, that's brilliant, Stella. Thank you very much for that. Just to give people a little bit of time to think about the questions they might like to ask, I've got a couple for you
Sure.
to get us started, if that's okay. In terms of getting my place on a program, is there a deadline for me to actually apply to come and study at the college?
No, we don't have a deadline. The sooner you apply, the best chance you have of being made an offer, but that doesn't mean if you apply later, you won't be made an offer. There are some courses that are popular, so the sooner you apply, the better it is for you, really, and you can rest assured that you have a place in college for September. If come results day you haven't made an application, there will still be an opportunity for you to apply online potentially or come into college depending on what happens. Again, that information will be sent by email and also on our website and our social media channels. You will still be able to apply even after GCSE results day and speak to a tutor about your situation, and we will still try and help you the best way that we can.
That's great. I mean, obviously, if I was applying that late and coming to us after GCSE results day, then I guess that potentially might limit my opportunities a little bit, depending on where there are still spaces available for me to study.
There is that potential, but it's more don't panic if you get there and you haven't applied anywhere, or maybe your first choice, for example, sixth form, maybe you've been unsuccessful. Contact us. We may not be the best option for you, but we certainly have people who can help you and help you make that decision and have the information to help you do that.
That's great. So, but generally, we would advise people applying sooner rather than later. I mean, we've been recruiting to these programs since November last year. So I think at this stage, once people have made a decision to study, I think probably our advice would be to just get that application in as soon as they can.
Yeah, definitely.
Would that be
Even
fair?
if you're not sure, just apply. You get through that interview, you get to speak to the tutors, you get to have that conversation, and you have an application in. So definitely don't wait for the GCSE results day. If you are thinking of coming to college, then do apply, and it gives you the chance to have that conversation with our tutors as well and get more information.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you. Let's say that I've already applied, but then I've changed my mind and I want to study something completely different. Is that something that I'm able to do?
Yes, absolutely. If you email our applications email, which is on the bottom of our slide, just with the information, whether it's if you know what course you want to change to, then let us know and we can change that. And then we will just arrange another interview for you with that area. If you're unsure, then again, you can speak to our careers team and then they can liaise with us about changing your application or updating it to whatever is more suitable for you.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you. And in terms of the interview itself, and I think you mentioned earlier on in your slide that we're conducting telephone interviews with applicants at the moment. What actually happens at that interview, and is there any advice we can give people about how they should prepare for that?
So in terms of our interviews, the format hasn't really changed from when you come into college. It's more of a discussion with the tutor about what the course entails, whether it is suitable for you, whether it is something you're still considering studying. So really, it's not an interview per se, it's more a conversation to get a feel for who you are, why you want to study with us, and if it's the best option for you.
Okay, that's fantastic. Just picking up on a question that's come through. Absolutely. So, Craig, with your question, if you registered for that session, you should be automatically sent a recording of that session. But certainly we can pick that up for you. So, Hayley, could you just make a note of that for me, please, and we can get that information out to him? Brilliant. Thank you. So one final question from me, really, Stella, and that's you talked about the verification email that's sent out once I've started registering. And obviously, I suspect the reason you've included that is because it's one of the calls where people contact us to ask for help in going through the application. Is there anything else, any other sort of tips that we should give people at this stage of potentially things that they might be tripped up by in our application?
Yep, so when you come to the address portion of the application, do try to remember to enter your postcode and then it will look for your address and then you can click on your address. If you start to type in, I don't know, Old McDonald's Farm, it won't find it. You'll have to put the postcode in first and then that's the most common error really. So just be mindful of how you enter your address.
Okay, that's fantastic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start to wrap this session up. I think it's more than likely that people have come to this session having been to one of the other curriculum sessions and have come here to find out a little bit more. So I'm not going to finish this session in the same way that we have any of the others. But I think you've got the contact details of the admissions team there on the slide in front of you at the moment. If you are trying to submit your application, or you've got questions about how you go through the application process, then please do contact the admissions team there. I'd also like to just draw your attention to the top of your screen on the right hand side again. There's a tab which is labeled handouts, and in there you'll find a few useful documents for you to download as well. So there are some common frequently asked questions that we deal with on a regular basis, but you've also got a guide on how to submit your application there. So it's well worth just click that, download that, and that will literally take you step by step through the application process too. And we've also added there for you some further information on student finance, just because that you may find that helpful just while you're finalising your decisions and putting your application in. So I'm just going to check back just to make sure we haven't had anything else come through on the chat. Okay, so we do have one for you, Stella, which is that can we confirm if students are doing auditions or having to show portfolios for courses that usually require them? So for our music or performing arts courses, they may usually have an audition for maybe art, design, and some media programs. We might look for students to provide portfolios. How's that working in current circumstances?
So at the moment, that's been put on hold. It was put on hold with a view to hopefully get students in over the summer to be able to submit their portfolios, do a performance piece. We are talking to the department about the best way to do that. Some tutors are asking for that separately, some may not, but we will be following that up over the summer for students who have applied for those courses to be able to submit that, whether it's their portfolio or their audition piece. There will be more information over the following weeks and definitely into the summer about that.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you. So, we've talked about the fact that our interview process is slightly different at the moment. We've talked about the fact that our enrolment process might look a little bit different from previous years as well. And, in current circumstances, one of the questions we've been answering a lot over the last week is, what will September look like? So I just wanted to say something briefly on that before we round up. You can appreciate we work with about 8,000 students every year, and for us to try and bring 8,000 students back on site into our classrooms and our workshops and around our campuses, while we're trying to respect the guidelines that government have set in regards to social distancing, that's a real challenge for us, like it is for any other education provider and actually any other business or organisation. What you can be sure of is that we will keep you posted. So if you've applied for a program with us, we will let you know how that situation is going to develop over the coming months. We'll keep in touch with you. As Stella said, when it comes to enrolment, we'll make sure that you know what's happening along the way there. But what I can assure you of is that our priority through any decisions that we make around what September looks like is that we want to keep everyone safe. Now, what that means is that potentially, if we're still social distancing at that time, we may be looking at a model where some of the time that you would normally have expected to have been attending classes in college will actually be you working at home or remotely and supported virtually by your tutors and the support staff that we put in place to help you, and that will be complemented by time where you do come in. So I think we're looking at that kind of blended approach, which is the best of both worlds. So you'll still get time in classrooms and workshops with our staff, but certainly while we're still distancing, you may find that your timetable is adjusted a little bit to take account of that. And certainly, while we would always encourage our students to make the most of all of the digital learning opportunities that are available, what we potentially will see from September is that we'll be putting time into your timetable to enable you to do that. So we'll keep you posted. If you've got any questions or concerns or queries, again, if they relate to your application, then please use the details that are on screen at the moment. But if they are broader than that, then our course inquiries team are really happy to help you as well. Now, you can reach them on by telephone, which is 01634 40 20 20. But if you prefer to use the live chat service on our website instead, then head to midkent.ac.uk and use the chat service there, and we'll do what we can to help you. Well, I just want to thank you for taking the time to come and watch this afternoon, and thank you, Stella, for giving up your time to come and speak to us as well. And I guess I just want to finish by saying, we really look forward to seeing you in September. We hope you found the webinar useful and it's given you the information you need to put your application in. But if you do need anything else, then please do make sure that you just contact us, and we'll do our absolute best to help you. Okay, so thanks again, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you. Bye-bye.